Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the World of Wrestling podcast. Here today to discuss about UFC Las Vegas 109 between Roman Dolidze and Anthony Hernandez. This card's a little tricky. It feels as if it's a safe card, but in the back of my mind, I feel as if we are going to be involved in some unknown underdogs that could possibly win under our noses and not realize it, really. So, I'm not going to give you guys every pick for a bet for each one of these fights because I'm not quite sure. And last week I did very well. I hit a lot of the, if you were to follow money line picks from me, I went 8-4. So had you followed those money line picks and stayed away from some of them that I got wrong, you would have had a higher probability of actually hitting a lot of your picks. I mean, let's say you were to pick like 3 fighters to win, you would have ended up winning majority of them as long as you didn't land on a landmine during that card. So the best thing I've learned about doing picks on UFC is making sure that you get most of the picks correct so it makes it easier to bet on, and just don't bet every single fight. Now, I mean, you could end up hitting a lot of them and doing very well, but I mean, long run, it is kind of, I'm noticing that it is pretty difficult. But let's get into it. We got the first fight of the night, light heavyweight bout between Cody Brundage and Eric Mikano. My thoughts on this fight. Cody Brundage is an experienced UFC fighter. Eric is, just coming in. He had his debut fight in his last fight. Came from Tough Enough MMA. From, if you watch off of UFC Fight Pass, that's where you can watch their events. So, looking at things here, my thoughts, personally looking at it, looks like to me that Cody Brundage is the guy that's going to win, more than likely. His odds are actually not that bad at all. He's got good odds. So yeah, I think Cody Brundage is definitely going to win this fight. Let me take a look at the odds on Hard Rock and see what we get. But yeah, Cody Brundage is the pick. And I think money line wise, he'd be someone you can actually pick straight up, not have to worry about looking for other ways of earning a W on this fight. So let me just find Cody Brundage on here. Let's see if I can find it. All right. Yeah, Cody Brundage and Eric Makano ain't on this betting lines. Interesting. All right, well then, never mind. Cody Brundage is the pick. That's the money line pick I would take. But I don't have odds for him yet. Next, we have Gabriela Fernandez. Gabriela Fernandez, I think, is the definite pick here. I think she's definitely going to win this matchup. And I think she is going to fuck her up pretty good. She has decent takedown defense, 60%. That's not terrible. It ain't great either. But her opponent, takedown accuracy is only 27%. And Gabriela Fernandez is facing Julia Stellarenko. And she's more known for arm bars. So as long as she don't take this, Fernandez doesn't take this fight to the ground, she keeps it standing the whole time. That's what I would do if I was in her case. I would definitely stick with the stand-up game and just keep it standing and nothing more from that point on. She should be okay. I don't see her really losing this fight. I either see her winning by knockout or by decision. That's the only way I think her path of victory is going to occur here. Let me just take a quick look, though, at her... let me see about Stellarenko real quick and see how many times she's been knocked out. She's been knocked out 4 times. So definitely plausible for her to lose by knockout. And that's 4 out of the 8 losses she received. So half of them are by knockout. And yeah, I think this should be a good fight. I think this should be an easy pick, too. I don't see her losing this fight. Fernandez, let's see how many... She's won 2 fights by knockout, 4 by submission, and 4 by decision. So, I'm gonna say that she is going to win by decision. I think that is the course of action we're going to go with here. Let's see what the odds makers have this set at for the fight going the distance. They're favoring the fight to not go the distance. Let's see if we were to bet on Gabriela Fernandez to win by decision is plus 220. I don't know. I think Gabriela Fernandez winning by decision plus 220 is the bet you want to go with. If you want to go with, yeah, I'd go with that. I go with Gabriela Fernandez winning by decision. I think that's where this fight is going to end up being, is a decision more likely. I don't think she's gonna knock her out. I mean, if you want to go for the knockout prop, it's about the same thing. It's plus 200. So either one of those is good. I think either one of those are live to hit. Most definitely the knockout's definitely possible to hit. But decision is not out of the realm of possibility either. So that can happen as well. Next, let's go to the next fight on the card. Next fight, we have Euros Medic versus Gilbert Urbina. My pick's going to be Euros Medic, but not very high confidence pick here. I think he will win by a knockout, though. He's not absorbing a ton of shots, though, which is a good thing. I mean, he's only absorbed 3.46. Medic has landed strikes 5.49 per minute. And his accuracy is pretty good. It's at 60%. Defense-wise is at 56% from not absorbing shots. Then you have Gilbert Urbina. He's 5.6 strikes landed, 57% accuracy with a 4.61 absorbed per minute with a 44% defense accuracy. Not too keen on that. Not liking that one bit. Now, Urbina, he's got the takedown offense. He lands about 3.1 per 15 minutes. Only accuracy, though, is 44%. And takedown defense on the other side of things with Medic is 55%, which isn't that great. I mean, that's not that high percentage rate. I mean, it could go either way based on the level of grappling that Urbina can actually provide. I'm not going with Medic. I'm going to go with Urbina. I think Urbina could possibly pull this off. I don't have huge confidence in this pick. I don't even really have confidence in Medic either. I mean, from what I've heard from other people that know this a lot better than I do, they're pointing out some really negative flaws of Medic's game that I'm not too comfortable with. And just looking at these stats here with takedown defense by Medic and the amount of takedowns per minute that Urbina can actually connect is three takedowns per 15 minutes. I mean, if he can get this fight to the ground and find a flaw in Medic's game, which seems to be the takedown defense, I mean, 55% is not that great. I would say that Urbina's got a shot at winning this, and betting on him straight up is not impossible. I mean, is not something to look past. I mean, plus 350. Shit, man. Let's say your unit size is like $70. You bet like $25 or $20, let's say, you're winning back $70. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, it could hit. I don't trust Medic's capabilities. From what I've heard, there's a lot of flaws. A lot of other people have said that they don't trust him at all. It's not a fight they would bet on. So, I mean, if you wanted to stay away from this fight, I don't blame you. But Urbina, I think, is going to be my pick here and my bet that I would recommend betting on, but very, very low confidence in that. I would say bet very small on that one, because if you're wrong, I mean, you don't want to lose a whole unit size. I'd bet like a quarter of the unit size that you bet, personally, if you want to bet that. If you don't, I don't blame you. I'd stay away from it completely. It's not trustworthy. Next, Jocelyn Edwards versus Priscilla Kashura. I think Jocelyn Edwards is definitely going to win this fight without question. A money line for her is minus 350. I mean, that is a little bit steep. I mean, you take a whole unit size, and I mean, like, let's say you're betting $70 as your unit size. You're getting like $20 back, which isn't terrible. I mean, it's not great either based on what you're putting in, but $20, I mean, to win just straight up for a person to win on a money line pick isn't bad at all, because you cover your bases and everything. Now, to tighten it up a little bit more, I would say she wins by decision. The odds makers, let's see what they got. The fight going the distance as a yes. So they predict the fight will definitely go the distance. Is in the bettor's favor to bet that, even though you're not getting as much money back as you're putting in. So I'd bet on Jocelyn Edwards to win by decision. I think that's probably the best route to go if you want to tighten up the odds a little bit more to get the equal amount of money that you're putting in back. But if you even wanted to bet the money line pick for minus 350 and take a cut just to guarantee a victory, I think Jocelyn Edwards is definitely a highly likely person to bet on that you'll win with. And I did miss it. Cody Brundage is on here. He's a minus 170. So yeah, I'd bet Cody Brundage in that fight. Minus 170 is not bad to bet on. It's pretty close to even. So, yeah, I'd bet on him for minus 170 if you wanted to go there for that. But, yeah, I do like Jocelyn Edwards in this fight. She's going up against an opponent that absorbs too many shots. Her defense is terrible. And her volume isn't that great either. Jocelyn Edwards actually has a bit more volume in her shots, so her striking per minute. So I'd take Jocelyn Edwards without question, and it's a very high confidence pick. Next up, we have Elijah Smith going up against Toshimori Kazama. I'm going to take Elijah Smith without question on this one as well. Very high confidence pick. I think that he is going to win this fight without a shadow of a doubt, man. I have no concerns whatsoever. I am taking Elijah Smith to win this fight by knockout. I think he will win this fight by a knockout. And that is minus 230. Holy shit. I don't know about that. Holy fuck, man. Go to the total rounds. Let's go to the round making it to the next round is a minus 170. That's something I go with. So reaching the second round is something I would say is possible. I think that is the right route to go, is betting it to make it to round 2 as a minus 170. That's what I would pick. I think Kazami could pressure him in the beginning, but as time goes on, he's going to get tired, and that's going to lead to Elijah Smith getting the knockout and the W. So I would say go with that, the round going to the second round, and that's a minus 170. So that'll definitely give you a lot better odds than betting on Elijah Smith going ahead and getting the knockout. Because let's say he doesn't, and I'm wrong about that, and he just wins by a decision, then you already covered yourself there, and on top of it, you don't have to worry about what happens after that. So there you go. Next, we have Julius Walker against Rafael Sequeira. And I'm taking Julius Walker, but I'll be quite frank with you guys. I watched Julius Walker against Alonzo Menafield, and I was not impressed whatsoever. This guy, Rafael Sequeira, is not really good. He absorbs too many shots, 14.43 shots per minute, and Julius Walker only absorbs 5.8, which isn't that great either. So I don't know about this one, guys. I'm taking Julius Walker, but to bet on this, I'd say, yeah, you could. Possibly. I mean, fight going the distance. Jesus. I don't know how, where you're going to make any money off of this personally. I mean, making a knockout prop with Julius Walker's a minus 190. I wouldn't go with any. This fight, stay the fuck away from. There's no need to even waste your money on this. This fight sucks. The odds are shit. The fucking fighters are shit. The whole thing's a complete and utter disaster to bet on. I wouldn't even touch this at all. I'm not even giving you guys a pick on that one. That is just trash. 100%. Next, we have Eric Anders versus Christian Leroy Duncan. I'm going to take Christian Leroy Duncan. I don't know specifically how this is going to go because Eric Anders has not been knocked out yet in his career. And I don't want to say that he'll get knocked out, but there's a possibility he could, because at this point in his career, he's 38 years old. He's been cracked a few times, and it can happen. He's been knocked out actually once. To who, I have no idea. Let's see who he got knocked out from. I'm trying to see who the hell knocked him out. Doesn't look like anybody knocked him out. I don't know where they're coming. Oh, Thiago Santos. That's an oldie. Huh. He knocked him out in September 2018. That was the last time he was knocked out in his career. Roundtree couldn't even knock him out. I don't know. Joe Pyfer couldn't knock him out. Well, that was actually a grappling match. Mark Andre Barriott, he couldn't knock him out either. I mean, there's Chris Weidman lost to Eric Anders by ground and pound in the second round, so I don't know. I don't know where to go with this, but Christian Leroy Duncan is my pick to win the fight outright. He's won most of his fights by knockout. 8 of them out of... How many you win? 11. So that's a lot of wins. I'm going to go with the knockout prop with Christian Leroy Duncan. So let's see what his odds are on that. Knockout is minus 105. That isn't terrible. Or actually, no, it's not minus 105. It's actually plus 190. That's really good odds. So yeah, I would say bet the plus 190 Christian Leroy Duncan knocks him out. If you want to go by decision, you can do that too if you want. Both of those are pretty fair and decent odds to go with. So either one of them I would say is the right call. I just don't know which would actually close for you if you were to bet on it. So I'm going to say, though, he's going to knock him out. I really do. I think that it's time for Eric Anders to eat the canvas and say goodnight. That simple. Next, we have Miles John versus Gene Matsumoto. Gene Matsumoto is a talented fighter. He is 15-1, I believe. He's 16-1 in his career. He's 5'6". Miles John is 5'7". His reach is slightly better than John by a half of an inch. But striking, on the other hand, is a little concerning. One, he throws more volume than Miles John, which is good, but he absorbs too many shots. 5.4 per minute, and his defense is 45%. I don't know why everybody's so high on this kid. He gets hit so much. Let's see the grappling on the other hand. Grappling-wise, 2.73 per minute, or per 15 minutes, 47% accuracy. I don't know about this, guys. Outside of the volume punching, if Miles John sees the opening and he's connecting more and more, he's going to build confidence, and I think he could actually win this fight. His takedown defense is good too. He's 81% takedown accuracy, or takedown defense accuracy. I don't know. This seems a little... this is a tricky one. Based on the stats, if you were going based on stats alone, you'd say Miles John is the guy that wins. The only problem that you'd have to be concerned with Miles John is he doesn't throw enough volume. He's only got 3.16 with a 44% accuracy, but his defense is pretty good. That he only gets he defends about 67% of the strikes that are thrown at him, which isn't bad. It's a tough one for me to even call. Like I said, these fights are pretty darn close despite the odds being so far apart. Miles John is only 15-3. He's only been defeated 3 times in his fucking career. That's insane. He's 6-3. He lost to Felipe Lima. Come on, people. John Castadina He lost by submission. His record in the UFC was 4-4. That's not great. And he lost to Mario Batista. And Mario Batista is a top level guy. I mean, come on. The guy's 10-2 in the UFC. Beat Patchy Mix, Jose Aldo, Ricky Simone, Damian Blackshear. Come on, guys. I mean, I mean, he's only lost to fucking Mario Batista, John Castaneda. I'm not too familiar with him, and Felipe Lima. These are 2 out of the 3 are very talented fighters, and everybody else he's defeated. He beat Vince Morales. He beat Anderson dos Santos, I believe. Yeah. I mean, some of these names aren't that great, but I don't know, man. Gene Matsumoto, I don't know, man. I really don't. I mean, like, he beat Brian Katona and Dan Argenta. Dan is actually 9-3 overall in his record. Only 1-3 overall in the UFC, so once he made it to the higher levels of fighting, he kind of slipped down the totem pole. Brad Katona, he's not bad, but he's 4-5 in the UFC, so he's shit. He's turned out to be garbage over time. The only fight he lost was to Rob Font. This is a tough... This fight should not be a -325 for Matsumoto. I disagree with the odds, man. These 2 guys have records that are very similar, very close to call. Their stats are pretty much the same. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to go with the younger talent. I think he's going to pull this off, maybe. But I wouldn't bet on this. I'm not too sure about this one, guys. I mean, if I was going to say Matsumoto to pick the money line, that would be the safest thing to go with. Moto winning by decision is possible. Him getting the submission is definitely plausible. So if you wanted to do like a very low bet on the submission prop for plus 450, that's a definite thing that you could go for that could actually hit, because he has submitted his opponents before. But the decision is probably the best thing to go with. Fight going the distance, that's a -250 if you wanted to bet on that. That's fine too. God forbid, we get it wrong and Miles John is actually the guy that wins by decision. That would be the best way to go. So there's 3 different bets you could make. You could either make the fight go in the distance so you don't have to worry about the specific winner, or you can go with Matsumoto going by decision or going for the submission by plus 450. Those are the 3 picks I would say is the best thing to go with, but select one of them. Don't go all over the place and pick all 3, because that will not work in your favor. If you want to go for Matsumoto to win by decision along with the fight going the distance and get both of those, you can, but I would go ahead and pay up, do the -250 for the fight going the distance and leave it at that. That's what I would do, just so you don't have to worry about anything, or pick the submission prop. That's the only thing I can think of, really. Let me see how many times Miles John has been submitted, real quick, before we move on to the next fight. He's only been subbed once, which he's pretty much been beaten in all 3 different categories: decision, knockout, and submission. So it's possible for him to lose by any three of those situations. But I'm going to give him enough respect that I think the fight's going to go the distance. I think Miles John can hang in there, but I'm going to go with Masamoto in this fight and just stick with that, and that's it. Because Rob Font isn't a terrible fighter. He's a top-level fighter. He's been in the top 10 plenty of times and has been there for a while, so I'm going to say he wins. All right, the next fight we got is Christian Rodriguez and Andre Fili. I think Christian Rodriguez can win this specifically because of age. I think the volume is going to be there as well. I think we're going to see a lot more out of Christian Rodriguez than Andre Fili. Andre Fili is kind of a guy that kind of, is, I think, a little bit shy behind his punches. He's not very accurate based on what we show here from UFC.com. He's got a 3.84 accuracy, 37% strikes connected. He absorbs 4.15 strikes per minute and only a 51% defense. While on the other hand, Christian Rodriguez is 3.63, 50% striking accuracy and only 2.66 absorbed strikes with a 54% defense. So you put all that together on the stand-up game, and Christian Rodriguez looks like the guy that would win this fight if this was strictly a stand-up game. Now the problem is the height and reach differences is very different. Andre Fili is 5'11" with a 74-inch reach, and Christian Rodriguez is only 5'7" with a 71.5-inch reach. So putting all those stats together, I'd say that Christian Rodriguez is the guy I'd go with, but I'd be a little concerned because of the height and reach disadvantage from Christian. But his striking is on point, much better than Andre Fili. Andre Fili's volume is very low, and his striking accuracy is very bad. I mean, anything below a 50% against a guy who's hitting 50% is a little concern of, actually betting on him. But I would say that Christian Rodriguez is the guy that could win this fight. Takedown defense from both of these guys is pretty good. 70% for Fili, 69% for Christian Rodriguez. Accuracies are about the same as well. 46% for Rodriguez, takedown accuracy. 44% Andre Fili. With all that being said, I'm going to still go with Christian Rodriguez. I think he has a shot at winning this fight, more than likely. So I'm going to say he wins. And I think this fight has the capability of going to a decision as well. Let me just see what the wins by decision are from these two. Let's see. Fili's won a lot of his fights by decision, 11 of them, 10 by knockout. So he's won a lot by knockouts, 3 by submission. And he's lost like 5 of his fights by decision, 3 by submission, and 4 by knockout. Let me see what Christian Rodriguez's deal is. He's only been submitted once and beaten twice by decision. So I'm going to say that he's won most of his fights by decision. So I'm going to go with the decision here as the actual result of this fight. So let's see the odds here on that. Fight going to a decision by Christian Rodriguez is plus 105. Not bad there. Fight going to going the distance without picking an actual winner of that decision is a minus 180. So the fight going the distance is minus 180. I'd say go with either one of those two. I feel a little bit more confident in the fight going the distance because you don't have to worry about, God forbid, there's an outcome where Christian Rodriguez ain't winning the fight. But if you want to go for that plus money, I don't blame you. Christian Rodriguez by decision plus 105 is definitely a possibility of hitting as long as he pretty much carries most of this fight on his back and actually is doing more than Andre Fili at the end of the day. So yeah, I'd say that Christian Rodriguez decision plus 105 or a minus 180 fight going the distance is the two picks that I would choose between the two of those. So let's move on up to the next fight. We have Isman Lacendo versus Angela Hill. And I actually was not impressed by Lacendo's performance against Amanda Lemos last time out. I was very disappointed. I think Angela Hill is the one that I'm picking here. I think she definitely has better striking. Landing 5.47 strikes per minute, and Lacendo only 2.94. 44% strike accuracy by her. Angela Hill, 50%. She does absorb a lot of shots, though. 4.92. 61%, though, defense-wise. On the other hand, Lacendo's 2.53 with a 65% defense as well. That's pretty good. I mean, that's not bad. Grappling-wise, takedown defense by Angela Hill, 75%. That's something to feel confident in if you're betting on her specifically. 54% takedown defense by Lacendo. And the takedown accuracy is about 60% by her, Lacendo. And Lacendo has 2.15 takedowns per 15 minutes. I'm going to go with Angela Hill here. I think she's got the capabilities of winning, even though she is 40 years old. That's pretty crazy. But yeah, I think Angela Hill is going to pick up the victory here. She is actually plus money. Let me go over to Hard Rock. She is a plus 155, Angela Hill. I'd definitely go with Angela Hill. She is definitely someone to feel confident in. I think she could win this fight and probably win it by decision. If you wanted to take it to fight going the distance, let's see what the odds are on that. Fight going the distance, minus 500. That's a bit steep. Pretty damn steep. So I would stick with just moneyline plus 155 by Angela Hill to walk away with the victory. And that's where I'd leave that. Next, we have Steve Erceg versus Odie Osborne. Osborne has the capabilities of winning by knockout. His striking accuracy is absolutely terrible. Significant strikes connected, 40%. Only 3.2 landed strikes per minute. And absorbed 3.82 absorbed punches or strikes per minute, and having a defense of only 46% of those strikes being connected or being defended. That's not good. Steve Erceg, on the other hand, has 4.45, 46% accuracy, which is a little bit better than Osborne, and 4.03 absorb strikes per minute with a 52% defense ratio. That's not great either on the feet. And with all that, you do comparisons of the reach, and Osborne has a 73-inch reach while Steve Erceg has 68-inch reach. 5-inch difference. That's not good. But the grappling is something that Steve Erceg may need to pay attention to. Takedown ratio, though, is not that great. 0.84. 26% by takedown accuracy by Steve Erceg. 63% takedown defense. While Osborne has only connected about 28% with 1.11 takedown average per 15 minutes. But takedown defense is only 65%. Now, from what I've heard, his takedown defense is not that great. Now, pathway for Steve Erceg is submission. He has submitted people before. Let me check out how many times he has done that real quick. Steve Erceg has submitted 6 people in his career. Won 4 times by decision and knockout twice. That's what he's done so far in his career. He's beaten Matt Schneel, Alexandro Costa by decisions. But in the regional scene, he's submitted plenty of people. So I don't know if he has the capability of doing that here. He hasn't done it in a while. But I'm going to say Steve Erceg to win by submission. That is where I'm going to go with this. Now, I have a little bit of concern about Steve Erceg, so hear me out on this. He is plus 165 for submission. He has been knocked out. He's been getting walloped pretty well in a lot of his fights. The last 3 fights, he's been hit pretty much, and striking has not been his thing. There is a possibility Osborne could win, in my opinion, especially with that 73-inch, with 5-inch reach advantage over Steve Erceg. I think Osborne plus 375 would be my pick to go with. Despite me not picking him as the winner, I would, throw a little bit of money on Osborne to win. So that will be my pick as a bet for plus 375. Just bet a low amount of money compared to what your unit size is. I say do 0.1 unit size on this. So if you're betting like $70, which is generally what I bet on one bet per card, $70. It would be like $7. So I mean, if you're betting $7 on him, you're winning back about a total of like $26.25 on a plus 375. If you want to go a little bit more than that, I mean, you can. Like $10 isn't terrible. You win back $37.50, which is pretty good. I guess that would be the best bet to go with. Just sprinkle a little bit of money on it, not the full unit size, and you should be fine. I don't see that you'd lose by betting on him, because he definitely has a chance at winning, in my opinion. I think Steve Erceg is a little bit of a disappointment, in my opinion, lately, but he's only lost to 3 top names in the UFC, so it's not like he's losing to bums. It's just concerning that he's been knocked out, beaten pretty badly against Brandon Moreno, and came very close against Pantoja, but that knockout by Kara France was a little concerning. I was shocked that he lost by a knockout in that fight. But it is what it is. Next is the main event with Roman Dolidze and Anthony Hernandez. This fight, I'm all over the place with this. I don't know who to go with. I really don't. Because if you look at both sides of things, Roman Dolidze is a guy that has knockout power ability, has decent wrestling ability as well. I mean, if you want to compare the two, the takedown average is 1.11 per 15 minutes, but his takedown accuracy is only 40%. takedown defense is 33%. Whoa, holy shit. What? People are saying Roman Dolidze is... All Anthony Hernandez has to do here is really take this fight to the ground and avoid from getting hit. His striking, him being absorbed strikes is only 2.61. I mean, the defense is 46%, though. I'm not too happy with that. But Roman Dolidze is taking a lot of shots compared to what he throws. He throws 3.58. He lands 3.58, 42% strike accuracy, and only 3.56 absorbed punches are connected, and his defense is 49%. So he's absorbing as much as he's connecting with. I'm going to say that Anthony Hernandez is my pick. He's the guy I think is going to win this fight. I'm not too concerned about this now looking at these stats. This is outrageous. The only path to victory that Roman Dolidze has in this fight is by a knockout at the end of the day, guys. He has a height advantage, a slight reach advantage. So those are a little bit of concern there, but it's not that much of a big difference to make you go, oh, should I be worried? I honestly think Anthony Hernandez could win this fight based on the wrestling game. If this fight is kept standing, this fight's an even fight. This fight could go either way. And if it is on the feet, Dolidze, I think I'd lean towards him to win the fight if the fight is stuck on the feet. So, but based on these stats, I mean, it's pretty comfortable to feel that Roman Dolidze is not good with the takedown defense. So, if that's the case, Anthony Hernandez is just path of victory. Keep the fight on the ground, wrestle fuck him to death, beat his ass, maybe get a submission in there, and that's it. Or just win by a dominant performance. So, my pick's going to be Anthony Hernandez, without question. And, I mean, you could moneyline this. It's a minus 325, but that's kind of leaving you stuck with really nothing to work with. My honest opinion, I go with the rounds. And let's see what we got here for just reaching the third round. A minus 400, that sucks. Reaching the fourth round, minus 180. I think that's possible. I think Roman Dolidze has that much capability of lasting all the way up until the fourth round. So I'd say go with the round prop for reaching round 4 at minus 180. And there you go. There's your pick. Picking how the fight ends specifically on the fighter. I mean, if you want to go with Roman Dolidze to be submitted by Anthony Hernandez, let's take a look and see what Roman Dolidze is like with submissions. How many times he's been defeated. I like Roman Dolidze. I think he's a good fighter, but he's just older and he has never been submitted nor knocked out. He's lost all of his fights by decision. So I'm going to say Roman Dolidze loses the fight by decision. And I'd say pick the round prop to go to round 4 from minus 180. And there's your pick and bet for that too. I think this fight will go to a decision. I think these two guys are going to be too tough for one another to finish. And I think, without a shadow of a doubt, this fight can go to round 4 without question. So that's what I will say. Pick a fight going to round 4 for Roman Dolidze, Anthony Hernandez. And there's your pick right there. So at this time, guys, you know what to do. Hit the like button if you liked the video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And leave a comment down below. I'll definitely get back to you on that. And I thank you guys very much for watching. Have a great night, guys. Bye.